An apocalypse movie that made from Frank Herbert's story named Dune. Well, yeah, so the first Dune, David Lynch made the first Dune in 1984, and he really fucked cinema by that. Box office, budget, and scores, all of them were horrible, so fucking horrible. 6.4 IMDb, well, I don't say 6.4 is very bad a score, it's horrible score, no, I don't say this. I say 6.4 IMDb is very, very bad for someone in the name of David Lynch, 44% Rotten Tomato, and 41% Metacritic. Holy shit. And the budget was not very big Mrs. Project, $42 million, and great box office, oh, $31 million, well, you may think it was a great box office, yeah, me too. Everything I can to say about Lynch's Dune, a fucking bad failure. Lynch was not alone, Jodorowsky, he wanted to make another Dune too, and he did it, and very better than Lynch's Dune, but Jodorowsky, he couldn't do it fantastic like what Villeneuve did. Denis Villeneuve's Dune, starring by Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, and Oscar Isaac, completely reverse of David Lynch's Dune. Heavy budget, $165 million, and great box office till now, $383 million. In addition to sale, it had a great score, IMDb. Wow, it was fucking great. One of the best points of the movie was that it had two parts. First one, it was this. Those great desert scenes, those we did not have like them after Lawrence of Arabia. And second, yeah, they're very big. Big spaceships and great technologies, and those politics of Impera, and Villeneuve could picture all of these stuff very nice. It was an imaginary world with deep history that made of Frank Herbert's great imagination, and when Villeneuve was making the movie, well, yeah, he did not change the storyline, and he exactly made like Herbert explained at his books. Movie was very long, 155 minutes, but when it's finished, you can't believe it's finished, you say, oh come on, what's next and show me! But the movie is done, don't shout please. But when you understand 155 minutes for just half of the first book of 6 books to say, oh god, it's not completely done. Yeah, reverse of other redemption movies, Villeneuve made a wonderful, peaceful and easy area, and made a novel in 2 parts, so he needed 155 minutes to just tell us half of the first book of 6 books, and by that, he could do details of a story and production very nice, and that is the difference between Villeneuve's Dune and Lynch's Dune, because Lynch, oh god, he wanted to tell us 6 books in 137 minutes. Oh shit, it was even less than Villeneuve's first Dune. So yeah, Lynch, he didn't have enough time to do details of production and story. Very nice, actually horrible. So when people watched Lynch's Dune, they thought that maybe Dune is one of those unfilmable movies. But when Villeneuve did it, everybody wanted for the great details and fantastic visual effects. And by this, Villeneuve could fulfill all the expectations very nice. Also great ensemble. He could make a fantastic song as he always did. Also Villeneuve, he could combine politics, religion and the human mind. So by these explanations, we have to wait for Prize's season and see what can Dune win.
The outsiders ravage our land. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
Well, it was an epic, fearful and inspiring and effective movie, but the movie owes this to great casting, fantastic visual effects and beautiful filming, and these stuffs made the movie more exciting. For example, about fantastic visual effects, one of the most impressive sequences was that one, and it proves the skill of editors those Villeneuve and the company choose. Dune 2021 was a long and complicated movie, not more than 10 hours, and full of politics and betrayals. And about the story and the books, well, it was a classic science fiction movie and inspiration for Star Wars, and it's back to influence of Herbert. He had a great effect on Star Wars, and it's very clear. In addition to Star Wars, Dune's area and Thrones game, well, yeah, it was like Game of Thrones too. But it's right that both Game of Thrones and Star Wars, they look like Dune, but they're not the same, and maybe they don't have the same audience. But unlike Star Wars, it wasn't a movie about space battles, and while it was about revolution, space revolution. Another good point of the movie was about Poe, a young boy having a young mom, ho, and this made the relation and adventure feel stronger, and yeah, it was really strong. About Poe, a person who on his planet is learning something about controlling by voice power from his mother, and when he tries more than he has to, he became in a bad mental situation and bad pressure. About those pressure, for example, Poe at the same time he had to fight for his life, and he could see some dreams about a girl in future. So he has to control the pressure of seeing those dreams and we survive. Also, when he and his house went to Arrakis, Paul, he just tried to adapt himself to a new place and those pressures. About his personality, we can say that he does not believe in superstitions, because when they arrived at Arrakis, the people, they thought that Paul is a Mahdi. Yeah, Zendaya's character said this. And the saver. And well, Paul's mother told this to Paul, and she said, "They see the signs." Paul said, "They see what they're told to see." Well, it was really heavy answer. And Chalamet could do all of these stuffs very nice. Dr. Lloyd Kins, with a great performance of Sharon Brewster, we can understand that she's a powerful woman, but who is she? Emperor's person on Arrakis who reports everything to Emperor. About Chan, playing by Zendaya, well, we can't talk about it so much, because in part 1, Zendaya's role was not very important, but as rumors said, it will be in part 2. Harkonnen, well, when I saw him for first time, I just reminded Marlon Brando's role in Apocalypse Now. In some sense, we see Harkonnen's feedback to Brando and Apocalypse Now.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling. The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts!
I know you.
Actors including Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Javier Bardem, Chadwick Boseman, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, and so many more. There is no shortage of a great performance on every level of futuristic optimism. Zendaya only hardly gets a mention for all the publicity. She only appeared for the shortest amount of time towards the end of the film. Lady Jessica is part of a mystic order made up entirely of women, but despite that, she has been teaching Paul the ways of her kind, including something called the voice. Still, having this power makes one special, and Paul seems to stand for greater things almost from the minute we meet him. But negative points were about some battle scenes, they were repetitive. Also, most of scenes in all the movie, well, we did not have any feels, not happy, not sadness, not adventure or fun, and that is bad. And about the story, it was great, but sometimes it became so serious itself and lose that effect, and sometimes in the storyline they exaggerated. Dune is as much an experience, it is a movie, an orgy of immersive visuals, music, and sound that pull you into its enthralling world. If you're a fan of this particular type of science fiction, of big, broad, far-ranging space opera, if you long for alien landscapes, for new worlds, here they are, Dune. Maybe unfinished, even the time was more than 2.5 hours, but it's deeply satisfying. Alright guys, if you watched this review, subscribe my channel to see more reviews, don't forget to comment which movie you'd like me to have a review, and if you didn't like this video till now, tweet us for me so I can energy booster, and put your mask to the next clip.